Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to cancel your subscriptions. Chances are you have at least one subscription you're not using. In so a couple of years ago, I had Netflix, and I got Hulu. So I have Verizon, and they had a thing on our plan, the plan that we had gotten a few years ago, and it included Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN and National Geographic and a whole bunch of stuff. So I canceled Netflix because the Hulu and everything came free with the Verizon, so I might as well use that. And then I also have Prime from Amazon, and that comes with um, TVs, movie, whatever. But in October, I looked and I had a lot of subscriptions. Let's see, I had a storage unit that I got rid of, and that definitely saved me a significant amount. But I had to cancel, or I changed my phone plan, so I got rid of Hulu. I canceled. I'm trying to think what all I canceled. I canceled like 3 or 4 different subscriptions I had, and it ended up saving me a ton of money. And then this month, or last month, technically, January, a few days ago, I canceled my Microsoft subscription. That was costing me like $7-ish a month. And then when I went to cancel, I'm glad I did, because it apparently was going to go up to $10 a month in February. And I literally canceled. It was supposed to go like February 1st or 2nd, and I canceled January 31st. And then I'm trying to think what other subscriptions I had. But you sign up for these free trials, and then you forget you have them, and you're like, oh my gosh. So different streaming services, I canceled most of those like a year or two ago. And then when I switched my phone plan with Verizon, I no longer have Hulu. Streaming services are the biggest waste of money, in my opinion. It sounds all good and well, but you're you're being nickeled and dimed to death, and people are like, oh well, I don't have a cable bill anymore, but you have a Netflix bill, and you have a Hulu bill, and you have this and that and the other, and then you're paying extra for no commercials, and before you know it, if you add up all those subscriptions, you're paying over $100 a month, and you're like, oh well, for what? So there are free ones. There's Tubi is free, Crackle is free. If you have a library card, Hoopla is free. And then I think Libby, well, I know Libby is free at a lot of libraries, and I don't know if Libby just does books or if it does movies too. I would have to look. And those are all free. More than likely, you do have access to a library. It may be an amazing library, it may be a mediocre library, but chances are you have a library somewhere that you have access to. Most towns have one. So you can rent movies at most libraries as well. Honestly, I don't think that I have seen a library that doesn't have DVDs and or Blu-rays for rent in at least a decade. Probably longer than that. So there's no need for that. I mean, maybe you want to see something brand new when it comes out. I get that, but I mean, really, is it worth $10? If you do need to keep a streaming service, if this is like an absolute must for you, don't keep all of them. Rotate out or choose your favorite. Another thing is things like printer ink and Microsoft and all those computer things, how often do you use it? Like at the time when I got Microsoft, I was using it daily. So it made sense for me. And I wanted to have that as an option instead of Google Docs. Now, it was for formatting purposes and security purposes. But if you're just doing whatever, like most of the stuff I do on Google Docs. I mean, you know, I do a lot of my video notes and stuff on Google Docs. So that's all you need, and it's free. And then you can get rid of Microsoft. If you have a printer subscription, how often do you print? Do you really need it? I mean, I got a printer because it had like all these great features, and with the printer ink I could print from my phone. I could print pictures for free. So I was like, "Oh, that's great." My printer sucks. It's a couple years old and their photos already are terrible. I rarely print anything, so I'm going to get rid of the printer ink subscription because it's just not worth it to me anymore. I mean, at this point, I mean, my library, I can go and print stuff. I can even print color stuff. I mean, heck, actually, my library is pretty cool. I can print like banners and posters and have things laminated. I mean, I have a lot that I can do as far as print goes at my library, which is pretty cool. But, I mean, I don't print. I think I'm on like the lowest subscription, so it's like $1 or $2 a month. But I don't print 10 sheets worth of stuff a month. And then that's paper and stuff too that you have to figure. So I can easily just print what I need printed at the library. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And unless you're printing daily, unless you're printing a lot, chances are you do not need a printer. So there's another subscription. OnStar. OnStar, I don't get how people keep OnStar. It's like $30 a month. Or XM Radio or Spotify or any of those music services. I personally hate Spotify. I had Spotify and I would do the whole like listen to whatever or watch an ad so that I had commercial free, and then I would have like 3 commercials and then a song and then 4 commercials, and it was just like, forget it. I uninstalled it. But there's the radio, there's Pandora, there are the free versions of Spotify if it's available, so you don't need it. Audible's one that I canceled. I don't even listen to audiobooks, and I have like 6 of them now. And if I am going to do an audiobook, I really want the author to be the one reading it to me. So I have like one of the ones I got was Trevor Noah's audiobook because he has the most soothing voice ever. I could listen to that man talk forever about anything. That I mean, in general, if you ever watch him, he's not just funny, he's like really smart too. And he has a really unique view of the world. But I think I could listen to him talk about the most random thing that has nothing to do with anything, and he's just got like a really soothing voice. So I got his audiobook, and that makes me happy, I guess. But I really don't listen to audiobooks. So, and in fact, I think I fell asleep listening to his audiobook, and that's the only time I listened to it. And I don't. So I canceled my Audible subscription. How many subscriptions do you have? I mean, everything is a subscription now, and most of us don't use them. So today's tip for frugal living is to figure out all of your subscriptions and just start canceling them. When's the last time you watched Netflix? When's the last time you enjoyed watching Netflix? When's the last time you turned on Netflix, didn't scroll through, and spent an hour trying to find something you wanted to watch before you just like turned it off frustrated? So today's tip for frugal living: go through, cancel all your subscriptions that you don't use, and really consider the ones that you do if you even need them. Anyways, again, my name's Melissa. This year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.